Good morning, Strat-O-Maticers. Welcome to Game 3 of the 1977 World Series replay between the Los Angeles Dodgers and the New York Yankees. My name is Keith. I'll be your host for the next hour and a half as we go through a super advanced replay of Game 3 using historical lineups and rosters that both Tommy Lasorda and Billy Martin used for this particular game. As mentioned before in previous videos, baseballreference.com is used as source material for the lineups. I really enjoyed that website. A lot of fantastic information and game and details as well for pretty much every game ever played. So if you're into that type of stuff and like to see historical documents and information made available to you, baseballreference.com is the place to go. So we're going to go ahead and get into the introductions for the game. Game 1 was won by the New York Yankees in New York, 4-1. Winning pitcher was Don Gillette. The losing pitcher was Don Sutton. Game 2 was in New York as well. It saw the Los Angeles Dodgers, however, win 10-5. Bert Hooton pitched a awesome game, and Catfish Hunter was the loser for the Yankees. Hooton was the winner for the Dodgers. So here we are in sunny Los Angeles for Game 3. Starting pitchers for today's game for the Los Angeles Dodgers is the lefty Tommy John. Tommy John in 1977 had a 20-7 record with a 2.78 ERA, made 31 starts, no saves, 220 innings pitched, 225 hits allowed, a walk number of 50, and then a strikeout number of 123. He allowed only 12 home runs in 1977. John has a starter endurance rating of 7. He will field with a pitcher fielding rating of 2, an error rating of 7. No balk opportunities for John, however, he will throw a wild pitch on a 6 or less. His hold number is a -1. So coupling that with Steve Yeager, his battery mate's arm, you're looking for a total modifier of -4 on stolen base attempts by the Yankees. He is using the number 2 NR pitcher card. He'll be batting from the right side, and he does have strength from the right side to hit a home run. So that is the Los Angeles Dodgers Game 3 starter, Tommy John. For the New York Yankees, Mike Torres will be making his first World Series start. He is a right-handed pitcher. In 77, Torres had a 17-13 record, a 3.88 ERA. He had 35 starts, no saves, and he pitched 243 innings. 235 hits were allowed, and his walks, strikeouts comparison were 86 to 102. Home runs allowed were 23. So I think when we look at the starting pitching statistics for 77, the nod goes to the Dodgers. Torres is a 7-inning starter, as I mentioned before. He has a fielding rating of 4, error rating of 18. No opportunities for balks with Torres, and his wild pitch number is a 3. 3 or less will need to be rolled for a wild pitch to occur. He does have a hold rating of 0. And Thurman Munson will be his battery mate for this game, so the overall modifier for stealing bases will be a -1. So a good opportunity for the Dodgers to move on the base paths if they need to. He will be using the weakest hitting card in the lineup. That is a number 1 pitcher card with a weak rating, and he will be hitting from the right side. One thing I forgot to mention were the bunting ratings. Torres has a C bunting rating. And then Tommy John has an A bunting rating. So I think in the 10-5 Dodgers victory, we were able to see that bunting rating really did make a difference in helping make that 9th spot a productive at bat. So those are your 2 starters for today's game. Getting into the lineups, the New York Yankees are more or less going with the same lineup that they've had before, with a little bit of alterations in where players are playing, or not playing but hitting. So leading off will be the center fielder Mickey Rivers. He has a 3 fielding rating, a 9 error rating. He bats from the left side and has a +2 arm. Randolph, All-Star in 77, playing second base. He's batting from the right side with a .218 fielding error rating. The catcher, Captain Thurman Munson, was a reserve All-Star in 77. He has a pass ball number of 3 and a throwing rating of 1 to 9. He is playing catcher with a fielding rating of 2 and a error rating of 4. Bats from the right side with a -1 arm. Mr. October, Reggie Jackson. He was an All-Star in 77. He'll be playing right field, 4 and an 18 fielding error rating, batting from the left side with a -3 arm. Lou Piniello is in left field, a 3 and a 7 fielding error rating. He bats from the right side with a +1 arm. Chris Chambliss will be playing first base again. He has a 3 and a 17 fielder error rating, and he bats from the left side. Third baseman for today's game will be the 77 Gold Glove winner Greg Nettles. Batting from the left side, he has a 2 and a 20 fielding error rating. Bucky Dent playing shortstop, 2 and a 20, similar to Nettles, batting from the right side. And then Mike Torres again is the pitcher for today's game. Those will be your Game 3 starters for the New York Yankees. Lineup for the Los Angeles Dodgers. Again, Monday will be in center field for this game. Similar lineup to Game 2. Leading off for the Los Angeles Dodgers is the second baseman Davey Lopes, batting from the right side. 3 fielding rating, 19 error rating. Batting second will be the shortstop Bill Russell from the right side, a 2 and a 32. Reggie Smith will be anchoring right field. He was an All-Star in 1977. He will be he has a 2 and a 6 fielding error rating with a -3 arm. He is a switch hitter as well. Ron Cey, Dodgers All-Star third baseman, 2 and a 20 fielding error rating, batting from the right side. We have Steve Garvey, who had a great year in 77, both an All-Star and a Gold Glove Award winner, playing first base, a 1 and an 8. Dusty Baker in left field, Gold Glove recipient in 77. 3 and a 3 for fielding error ratings. He does have a -2 arm. And as mentioned earlier, Rick Monday is playing center field for the Dodgers, batting from the left side with a 2 and a 3 fielding error rating. Steve Yeager will be catching for the Dodgers. Yeager does have a pass ball opportunity on a 2 or less. Very good defensive fielding rating and error rating with a 1 and an 8. However, terrible arm, inaccurate on throws that will be rolling 4 to second base. 1 through 18, it will be an overthrow into the outfield. He does have a -3 regarding that arm, though, and it is a cannon. And then, once again, the pitcher, Tommy John, batting from the left side, using that number 2 pitching card. So those are your Game 2 starters for the Los Angeles Dodgers. Again, the series is tied 1 game apiece. Looking to see who can take the lead here in Game 3, coming to you from Dodger Stadium. Aside from the super advanced rules being used, we will be using this ballpark rating effects. So for Dodger Stadium, for both the left and the right handed hitters, a 1 through 2 for a single will need to be rolled for a single with 1 asterisk to happen. A 3 or greater will be a line out to either second or short. So pretty hard to convert those ballpark chances for singles. Home run's a little bit different. It is a 1 through 11 for success from both sides of the plate. Otherwise, it will be a fly ball to the left or right fielder. The historic game took place on a Friday. Paid attendance 55,992. Again, the ballpark was Dodger Stadium. The date was October 14th, 1977. This was a night game played on grass, and the time of game was 2 hours and 31 minutes. So that is your Game 3 introduction. Let's get down to the field. Tommy John takes the hill for the Dodgers. The lefty is going to get the game started with by pitching to Mickey Rivers, batting from the left side. The Yankees hoping to take a away game here to take a 2-1 lead in the series. So that is a 6 and a 5 by the left-handed pitcher against the left-handed batter. A 6 and a 5 is a strikeout. So John records his first strikeout of the game. As mentioned in previous videos, the way I set the board up, you have the visiting team on the left, home team is on the right. See their respective piles. Pitching card, hitter, first base, second base, third base. So that'll give you some opportunity for viewing the game and helps me stay organized as well. Batting second, right-handed hitter Willie Randolph. There's a 4 and a 5 against a right-handed batter. A 4 and a 5 is a ground ball to shortstop. So Russell and Garvey are able to connect for the second out of the inning. We have Thurman Munson batting third, right-handed hitter. That's a 2 and a 10 against a left-handed pitcher. Is a double, 1 through 11, a single 12 through 20. And that is a single. So with 2 outs, Munson's able to get a base hit. So the Yankees are able to find a base runner with Mr. October Reggie Jackson at the plate. That is a 2 on the 20-sided dice. That will result in a potential balk or a pass ball. Balk 1 through 3, and it is a 3, so John does not allow a balk. However, I am going to re-roll the 3 dice and get a different result. So that is a 1 and a 4 against a left-handed pitcher. Is a potential ballpark effect single. So I need a 1 or a 2 for Jackson to get a single. Otherwise, it will be a line out to second base. So Jackson ends the inning with a line out to second base. So the Yankees get 1 hit on no errors. They leave 1 on base. And after the top of the first, it's the Yankees 0 and Dodgers 0. All right. Right-hander right-hander Mike Torres is on the mound for the Yankees against Davey Lopes. That is a 2 and a 6. 2 and a 6 against a right-handed pitcher is a ground ball shortstop. So Lopes is out. Right-handed hitting shortstop Bill Russell. A 2 and a 7. 2 and a 7 is a single. So the Dodgers have their first base runner of the game. So just looking at the stolen base mechanics, Russell would need a 2 through 5 or a 12 for a good lead. If he's able to achieve that good lead, he'd begin with a 16 base. I mentioned earlier the pitcher-catcher modifier is -1, 0 hold rating for Torres, -1 for Munson. So we would subtract 1, so that would be a 15. So with a good lead, it would be 15 -2 for the good lead modifier. I would be able to steal second with a roll of 13. Not going to do that. Going to have Russell stay put. However, he is going to be held at first by Chris Chambliss. So we have the switch hitting Reggie Smith up, batting from the left side. And our roll is a 5 and a 12. 5 and a 12 against the lefty is our first super advanced fielding chart opportunity, and that is a ground ball to Steve Garvey. Garvey is a 1 and an 8, or excuse me, Chambliss to Chris Chambliss. He is a 3 and a 17. So pretty average first baseman. I am using the super advanced fielding chart. I'll go ahead and let you see the roll here. So our roll for fielding was a 9, and then a 17 for the error rating. So a 3 and a 9 results in a G3. and then a 17 and a 17 results in an E2. So Chambliss commits an error. Error, batter to second, runners advance 2 bases. So Chambliss makes his second error of the series. He's unable to field the ground ball hit by Smith. Russell will go to third. Smith will go to second. And just like that, the Dodgers have 2 runners in scoring position. That's an E3. Russell's at third. All right. Batting fourth, third baseman Ron Cey. Cey had 30 home runs in 1977. So a serious threat here at the plate. So we have 1 out. Smith is going to be held at second base. He'll be held by the second baseman Willie Randolph. And here's our roll. That is a 4 and a 9. 4 and a 9 against a right-handed batter, or right-handed pitcher and batter, excuse me. 4 and a 9 is a single, 1 star, 1 to 6. Line out, shortstop, 7 through 20. So that is an 8. So that is a line out to the shortstop, Bucky Dent. So 2 down now. Let's see if Torres can get out of this jam. Right-handed hitting Steve Garvey, another power threat at the plate. 2 down. Smith is being held. That is a 1 and an 8. A 1 and an 8 against a right-handed pitcher is a home run. So Garvey gets his first home run of the series. And just like that, the Los Angeles Dodgers have a 3-run lead. So Russell comes around to score, Smith scores, and Garvey touches home plate. So Torres gives up a 3-run blast with 2 outs. Left fielder Dusty Baker is up next. That is a 4 and a 7. 4 and a 7 against a right-handed batter is a walk. So Torres off to a torrid start in the first inning here. Let's see if she's able to get out of this without any additional runs. So Baker, modest stealing numbers here. He's going to stay at first. We will play the infield back, however, with Monday trying to get that last out. So here we go. So that is a 1 and a 6 against a right-handed pitcher is a strikeout. So Torres was able to get the 3rd out of the inning on the strikeout. However, the damage is done. Dodgers have 2 hits. 1 man is left on base. 1 error by the first baseman Chris Chambliss extended the inning, and the Dodgers now have a 3-0 lead after 1. Tommy John is back on the hill for the Dodgers. Dodgers have a 3-0 lead off of the Steve Garvey 3-run home run. In the first, Piniella is at the plate for the Yankees. That is a 6 and a 9. A 6 and a 9 against a right-handed batter is a single to center field. So Piniella reaches. Left-handed hitting Chris Chambliss, who did have that error in the first, is at the plate. Piniella's going to stay put, however, he is being held by Steve Garvey. That is a 4 and a 9 against a left-handed batter. A 4 and a 9 is a home run, 1 through 10. Fly ball, 11 through 20. Home run is needing an N, and Chambliss does have that. His power rating is an N. So we're going to see if Chambliss is able to get a home run here, 1 through 10. And that is a 15. That is a fly out to right field. Chambliss is retired. Third baseman Greg Nettles is up. Noah's held. That is a 5 and a 5. Against a left-handed batter, a 5 and a 5 is a strikeout, but we do have a split chance here. So a single 1-3, a line out 4-20. And that is a single, 1 star. So Nettles is able to pick up a hit. That moves Piniella over to second base. Yankees have 2 hits at the top of the second. Shortstop Bucky Dent is up. He's going to swing away. Piniella is being held at second. So that is a 19, a 5, and a 6. Righty-righty matchup. 5 and a 6 is a fly ball center field B. That's an F8. There is no question mark on that. So that is the second out. And we're going to have the pitcher Mike Torres up. Really unfortunate that Dent got out. I was hoping to be able to set up the sacrifice bunt or the squeeze bunt from Torres, but I won't be able to do that. I'll have him swing away. So the infield is playing back. That's a 4 and a 7. Torres is hitting from the right side of the plate. 4 and a 7 is a strikeout. So the Yankees strand 2. After 1.5, it's the Dodgers 3 and the Yankees 0. Steve Yeager facing Mike Torres. Dodgers trying to increase their 3-run lead here in the bottom of the second. The pitch from Torres is a 1 and a 6. Against a right-handed pitcher is a strikeout. The second strikeout of the game for Torres. Brings up the pitcher, Tommy John. Using the number 2 hitting card. That's a 2 and a 7. John is hitting from the right side of the plate. So that is a 2 and a 7 is a strikeout. So back-to-back strikeouts issued by Torres. And we have the leadoff hitter Davey Lopes. Lopes grounded out 6-3 in the first. 2 and a 9 against a left-handed pitcher, or excuse me, a right-handed pitcher. 2 and a 9 is a ground ball shortstop. That's a 6-3. So 2 consecutive ground out 6-3 for Davey Lopes. That is the third out of the inning, and the Dodgers go down 1-2-3. So after 2, it's the Dodgers 3, the Yankees 0. Top of the third, Dodgers leading 3-0. Tommy John back on the mound. Yankees are at the top of their order. The left-handed hitting Mickey Rivers. So far in the series, Mickey Rivers through 2 games is 3 for 9. Was caught stealing in game 2. The pitch from John. That is a 3 and a 7 against a left-handed batter with a left-handed pitcher on the mound. That is a 3 and a 7 is a ground ball second base. That's the first out of the inning recorded by John, and that brings up the second baseman Willie Randolph. Randolph so far in the series is 1 for 9. So Randolph looking to get going here as the Yankees need some base runners to try to narrow this gap. So that is a 3 and an 8 against a left-handed pitcher. 3 and an 8 is a ground ball to the pitcher B. That's a ground out 1-3, and 2 down, or just like that. Thurman Munson, both Munson and Jackson are having a great World Series. Munson is 4 for 9 through 2, 5 for 10, and with a home run to include his single in the first inning today. So Munson's looking to get aboard with 2 outs. That is a 2 and a 5. Against the left-handed pitcher is a walk. So Munson is able to get on base. First walk given up in the game by John. So Munson moves over to first. By far, the left-handed hitting Reggie Jackson is the Yankees' MVP offensively so far for the series. Jackson is 6 for 8, including his first inning line out to the second baseman. Jackson has 2 home runs and 4 total RBIs. So Jackson is looking to increase that RBI total here. 2 outs, the pitch to Jackson. It is a 2 and a 1. There is no balk opportunity here, so we will re-roll the 3 dice. That is a 3 and a 5. Against the left-handed pitcher is a strikeout. So Jackson is unable to do much in terms of a productive at-bat, and the Yankees are retired, stranding Munson at first base. So Bill Russell is going to get the Dodgers started here, at the bottom of the third. Russell hit a single in the first inning. So far for the series, Russell is 1 for 8, 2 for 8 with that single in the first. Our pitch from Torres, 4 and a 10. Against the right-handed batter is a strikeout. So after a really tough first inning, Torres has settled into a groove here. Retired the last 3 batters on strikeouts, giving him 4 for today's game. Reggie Smith is at the plate. Smith has had a really good series, similar to what Munson and Jackson have had. Smith is 3 for 7 so far. He did reach first base in the first on an error by Chris Chambliss, but through the first 2 games he's 3 for 7 with 2 home runs. So good offensive production by Smith so far in this series. So the pitch to Smith, batting from the left side, is a 5 and an 8, and that is a fly ball to center field. Third baseman Ron Say is up next. Say is 0 for 1 on the day with a line out to the shortstop Lucky Dent in the first inning. It is a 2 and a 5. A righty-righty matchup is a strikeout. So Torres has struck the last 4 out of 5 batters out. The Dodgers go 3 up, 3 down in the bottom of the third, and after 3, it's the Dodgers 3, the Yankees 0. Top of the fourth, Dodgers leading 3-0. Tommy John with 3 hits, 3 strikeouts and a walk, facing the right-handed batting Lou Piniella. Piniella got a single in the second inning. And the pitch, a 3 and a 7 against a lefty. 3 and a 7 is a single, 1 through 13. Line out, third base, 14 through 20. And that is a single for Lou Piniella. So Piniella is 2 for 2 on the day. Piniella moves to first. Lefty Chris Chambliss is up next. Piniella is going to be held. Pitch. That is a 2 and a 7 against the left-handed pitcher. A 2 and a 7 is a single, 1 through 14. Ground out to second base B, 15 through 20. And that is a 2. So Chambliss is aboard with the second single of the inning. Yankees have runners on first and second with no outs, and the left-handed hitting Greg Nettles is up next. So 2 down. Pinella's being held at second base by the shortstop Bill Russell. Pitch. That is a 4 and a 6 against a left-handed batter, and that is a strikeout. So Tommy John records his 4th strikeout of the game for the first out of the 4th for the Yankees. Shortstop Bucky Dent is up next. The Dodgers are going to play corners in. Dent is going to try to swing away. So corners are in. Got the bottom 2 of the Yankees lineup up. Corners in. Dent is swinging away. That is a 1 and a 12. It's a line out to first base. So a hard shot to Garvey for the second out of the inning. Mike Torres is up. Torres will swing away. Nobody's being held, looking to get that out. Got the force at third, second, or first. So it's a 4 and a 6 against the right-handed batter. 4 and a 6 is a strikeout. So 2 out of the 3 Yankees outs in the top of the 4th are by strikeout. Yankees strand 2 off of 2 base hits. And at the end of 3 1/2, it's the Dodgers 3, Yankees 0. Torres is back on the mound for the Yankees. Right-handed hitting Steve Garvey is up next. Garvey had a home run in the first inning, looking to keep that magic going. That is a 4 and an 11 against a right-handed batter. 4 and 11 is a ground ball shortstop. So a 6-3 put out results in the first out of the inning for the Dodgers. Left fielder Dusty Baker is up. Right-handed Baker walked in the first inning. It's a 2 and an 8 against a right-handed pitcher is a home run. So Baker connects for a home run to left field for the 4th run for the Dodgers today. Torres has only given up 3 hits, 2 of which though have been home runs, with 4 strikeouts and 1 base on balls. Overall pitching well, he's getting bit by that long ball. Monday is up. It's a 2 and a 4. It's a right-handed pitcher, and that's a ground ball, second base A. So Randolph to Chambliss, and that's 2 down for the Dodgers. Catcher Steve Yeager is up. Righty-righty matchup. Yeager struck out in the second inning. That's a 2 and a 10. A 2 and a 10 is a ballpark effect home run. Home runs for right-handed batters in Dodger Stadium are a 1 through 11. So 1 through 11 is a home run. And that's the second home run of the inning, offered up by Torres. Dodgers have a 5-0 lead. Tommy John is up. It's a 6 and a 6. John is hitting from the right side of the plate. 6 and a 6 is a ground ball shortstop A. So a 6-3. So the Dodgers are able to score 2 in the bottom of the 4th, both off of solo home runs by Dusty Baker and Steve Yeager. At the end of 4, it's the Dodgers 5 and the Yankees 0. Top of the Yankees 5th. Mickey Rivers at the plate. The Yankees bullpen is getting some activity. The lefty Ken Holtzman and the righty Gil Patterson are up and warming up. Yankees seeing if they can't get a couple back this inning and start to mount some type of a comeback. Yankees bats have been quiet for the last 9 innings. Let's see if Rivers can get them started. It's a 3 and an 8 against a left-handed pitcher. A 3 and an 8 is a ground ball third base. So say to Garvey for the first out of the inning. Right-handed hitting Willie Randolph is up next. Randolph is 0 for 2 on the day. That's a 6 and a 5. A 6 and a 5 is a ground ball shortstop A. So 6-3 put out for 2 quick outs in the Yankees half of the 5th. Thurman Munson 1 for 1 with a walk in the 3rd inning. That's a 1 and a 6 against the left-handed pitcher. That's a ground ball third base. So just like that, the Yankees go down in the top of the 5th. 1, 2, 3. And after 4.5, it's the Dodgers 5 and the Yankees 0. So that's going to be the end of Torres for the day. The Yankees are going to bring in relief pitcher Gil Patterson, a righty, to face the top of the Dodgers order. We'll have a line on Torres here shortly. So Torres, as mentioned, is going to face the top of the Dodgers lineup. Torres has a -2 hold rating, throws from the right side, fielding rating, or a range rating of 3, fielding rating of 43. He has a wild pitch on an 18 or less, and a balk of 0. He does have 3 relief as his marker for fatigue, so we'll keep track of that on the side. So Davey Lopes, that's a 6 and a 4. 6 and a 4 against a righty is a fly ball center field X. Ball's hit to the center fielder Mickey Rivers, who has a 3.9 rating. We'll go ahead and roll for that. So that is a 5, which is an SI2, and a 9. Nine and a 10 is blank, so an SI2 is a single, runners advance 2 bases. So Lopes manages to find a way to first base to get the Dodgers bottom of the 5th started. So first batter faced by Patterson, and it's a single by Lopes to center field. Shortstop Bill Russell is up next. Lopes is going to be held on first. There's a 4 and a 12 against a right-handed batter. 4 and a 12 is a ballpark effect home run. Home run for right-handed batters is a 1 through 11. Now what's interesting about this one, and it works against us, is this is a 4 and a 12, an N home run, but the ballpark effect home run supersedes the N rating. Otherwise, Russell is a W and he wouldn't be eligible for that home run. So here's the roll. And that is not a home run. That is a fly ball to left field for an out. So that's an F7 for Bill Russell. Reggie Smith at the plate. Lopes is still being held. Smith's going to bat from the left side. So that's a 6 and an 8 against a left-handed batter. And that's a ground ball, second base X. So that is, let's see here. So the first baseman and shortstop were the battery holding that runner, so it's not an impact to the second base fielding attempt there, because I was holding Lopes at first. So that's a 7 in the range rating, and then a 10 on the fielding rating. Randolph is a 2 and an 18, so a 2 and a 7 is a G2, and a 10 and an 18 on second base is an E2. So the Yankees just can't catch a break. That's a G2, E2. Errors, batter to second, runners advance 2 bases. So Smith is going to reach second on an E4. First error of the game by Randolph. Lopes will go to third on said error. And the third baseman, Ron Say, will be up. Say is 0 for 2 with a line out to shortstop in the first and a strikeout in the third. So we've got runners on second and third with 1 out. All right. Smith is not going to be held. Looking to try to get an out here if we can. So that's a 3 and a 6. 3 and a 6 on a righty-righty matchup. 3 and a 6 is a ground ball, third base B. So a ground ball, third base B with runners on second and third results in a 5 if hit to second base or shortstop. Batters out, runners advance 1 base, otherwise batter out, runners hold. That will be a put out 5-3, and the runners are going to hold. That's 2 down, with the power hitting first baseman Steve Garvey up next. So 2 down, infield is playing back. Garvey's 1 for 2 with a solo home run in the first. Or with a 3-run home run in the first, excuse me. That's a 6 and an 11. It's a righty-righty matchup, and that's a single center field. However, it is a ballpark single opportunity, and that's on a 1 or a 2. And that's a 4. So Garvey hits a line out to the shortstop. Bucky Dent for the 3rd out of the inning. And the Dodgers avoid a dagger in the heart by getting those last 2 outs of the bottom of the 5th. So after 5, it's the Dodgers 5 and the Yankees 0. Top of the 6th, Yankees trailing the Dodgers 5-0. Reggie Jackson will get the Yankees let off here. A little more bullpen activity for the Yankees. The righty Stan Thompson is warming up now as well. So you have Holtzman and Thomas in the bullpen, lefty and righty respectively. One's ready, Holtzman's ready, Thomas is getting warmed up. So there's some options in the Yankees bullpen. No movement in the Dodgers bullpen. Tommy John's pitching a very good game so far. Through 5, he's allowed 3 hits, 1 walk, and 4 strikeouts. So Lasorda looks to ride Tommy John as long as he can here. So Jackson's up, lefty-lefty matchup, and that is a 4 and a 7. 4 and a 7 is a ground ball, second base A. So Lopes to Garvey for the first out of the 6th inning. Right-handed batting Lou Piniella is up next. That's a 2 and a 6. It's a left-handed pitcher. 2 and a 6 is a ground ball, third base. So Say to Garvey for the 2nd out. And the left-handed hitting Chris Chambliss is up. thought about making a substitution and bringing Dave Kingman in. However, I think Chambliss has a much better opportunity against the lefty Tommy John than Kingman does. Kingman, first base option, but I'm going to stick with Chambliss. So that's a 2 and an 11 on a lefty matchup, and that's a ground ball back to the pitcher. So it's scored 1-3 for the third out of the inning. So the Yankees have been retired 1, 2, 3 each of the last 2 innings, and after 5.5, it's the Dodgers 5 and the Yankees 0. So Gil Patterson is back on the mound for the Yankees, right-handed reliever. Got into a bit of a jam in the bottom of the 5th, however was able to work out of it. So the pitch to Dusty Baker, 6 and a 10. Against a right-handed batter, a 6 and a 10 is a catcher X. So an error opportunity on the Yankees catcher Thurman Munson. Munson has a 2 range rating and a 4 fielding rating, or an error rating, excuse me. It's a 2 and a 4. And my roll is an 18 and a 12. So an 18 is a G2, and a 4 and a 12 is no effect. So a G2 with nothing is the batter is out. We're going to score that. A squib out in front to the catcher Munson to Chambliss. So it scored 2-3 for the first out of the 6th for the Dodgers. Rick Monday is up. Lefty-righty matchup. Monday is 0 for 2 in tonight's game with 1 strikeout and a ground ball 4-3 in the 4th. So the pitch, it's a 3 and a 10 against a right-handed pitcher. A 3 and a 10 is a potential ballpark effect single. So a single is a 1 through a 2. Otherwise, it'll be a line out to the second baseman, Willie Randolph. And that is a line out to second base. So Patterson pitching very well. The catcher Steve Yeager is up. Yeager is 1 for 2 with a home run in the 4th inning. And the pitch, righty-righty, it's a 5 and a 7, is a strikeout. So Patterson is able to put the Dodgers down 1-2-3 in the bottom of the 6th. And after 6 complete, it's the Dodgers 5 and the Yankees 0. So activity in the Dodgers bullpen as we begin the top of the 7th inning. The Dodgers have the right-handed pitcher Elias Sosa warming up, and then Lance Routzen, the lefty, also has his jacket off and he's starting to limber up in the Dodgers bullpen. Routzen pitched in the previous game, or actually game 1. Sosa pitched in game 1 too, so they're rested and ready to come in if necessary to spell lefty Tommy John. I did make a mistake. John does have a great game going. I think I might have mentioned this erroneously earlier, that he's given up 5 hits, 1 walk, and 5 strikeouts. I might have said that he only had given up 3 hits, so I apologize for that. So we have Craig Nettles, Bucky Dent, and then the pitcher Patterson up this inning. Yankees do have Ken Holtzman and Stan Thomas warmed up and ready to go in the bullpen as well. So here we go. Lefty-lefty matchup, Nettles and John. That's a 6 and a 10. Potential ballpark effect single on a 1 or a 2. And that is an out. And so Nettles starts the top of the Yankees 7th with a line out to the second baseman, Davey Lopes. So 1 down for the Yankees. Right-handed hitting Bucky Dent is up next. Yankees trailing 5-0. That's a 2 and an 11 against the left-handed pitcher. Is a ballpark effect potential home run. Fly ball right, that's a potential ballpark effect home run. I got excited. It's been so long since the Yankees have scored. I got ahead of myself. So that's a 2 and 11. So that's a 1 through 11. Yankees, Bucky Dent hits a home run. And that doesn't work out. It's a fly out to right field. So Smith, on the warning track, is able to jump and catch the ball as it just falls short of a home run. And we have the pitcher up. Yankees are going to do a substitution here. Patterson is going to be pulled, and they are going to bring in the switch hitting Roy White as a pinch hitter. So White is going to swing from the right side of the plate. Yankees have 2 down. That's a 2 and a 6 against the left-handed pitcher, and that's a ground ball shortstop A. So ground out 6-3 for the 3rd out. So White comes in as a pinch hitter, is unable to get on base, and the Yankees are retired 1-2-3 in the top of the 7th. Makes the 3rd consecutive inning. The Yankees have been retired 1-2-3. So after 6.5, it's the Dodgers 5 and the Yankees 0. So the Yankees are going to need to bring in a new pitcher. And it looks like where we're at in the order here is we have the lefty Tommy John due up, and then we have the right-handed hitting Lopes, Russell, and then the switch hitting Reggie Smith. So the Yankees are going to bring in right-handed pitcher Stan Thomas. Patterson did a nice job. He pitched 2 innings, got into trouble in the 5th, however did have a 1-2-3 inning in the 6th. The final line for Torres, and he is the pitcher of record for the Yankees. 4 innings pitched, 4 hits allowed, 5 runs, 4 of which were earned, 1 walk issued, with 5 strikeouts. So the right-handed pitching Stan Thomas comes into the game. He does have a relief rating of 3. He's a .444 defensively. He has a potential balk rating of 4 or less, wild pitch rating of 12 or less, a +4 hold rating, and then a bunting of C, and then a hitting card of number 1 WR, similar to what we've seen on the other Yankees throughout the series. And again, he does throw from the right side. Not the best of records in 77. Martin's using him as a bit of a stopgap to give that Yankees bullpen a rest if possible. So, first opportunity to pitch in the 77 World Series for Thomas. And the first batter he's going to face is the pitcher for the Dodgers, Tommy John. So John has a strikeout in the 2nd inning and a ground out 6-3 in the 4th. So it is a 3 and a 9, and that's a ground ball first base. So the ball's hit to Chambliss. He makes an unassisted put out at first for the first out of the inning for the Dodgers. Top of the lineup, right-handed hitting Davey Lopes. Lopes is 1 for 3 this evening. It's a 3 and a 10. 3 and a 10 is a double 1 through 12, a single 13 through 20. That's a 6. So a double for Davey Lopes. So Lopes reaches on a double off of Stan Thomas. First hit issued by Thomas off of the 2nd batter. Shortstop, right-handed hitting Bill Russell is up next. Lopes is going to be held at 2nd base. And our pitch to Russell. is a 5 and a 10, a righty-righty matchup. 5 and a 10 is a catcher X. So a C and an X. Munson is a 2-4 defensive catcher. Oh, this isn't good. A 1 and a 12. So that's a W/S. And then a 4 and a 12 is no error. So a WS, with runner on base, the pitcher uncorks the wild pitch. All runners advance one base and play resumes with the same batter at the plate. So a wild pitch is uncorked by Thomas. Lopes is able to get to third base. And the Dodgers have another run 90 feet away. Russell remains at the plate. That is a 6 and an 8 against a right-handed batter, and that's a single, 2 stars. So Lopes scores on the error, or excuse me, the wild pitch. That moved him to third. Russell connects for a 1-out single, and the Dodgers get another run in the bottom of the 7th. So that will be a charge and run against Thomas as well. You can see the look of frustrations on Martin's face. It just the lack of Yankees hits and inability of the Yankees staff to do much with this Dodgers lineup is starting to become frustrating. All right, we got Russell at first. He will be held. Smith is batting from the left side. So that's a 6 and a 6. Against the left-handed batter is a walk. So the Yankees do have the left-handed throwing Ken Holtzman up, should they want to make a bullpen change here. Third baseman Ron Say is at the plate. Russell is on second, Smith is on first, 1 out. Infield is going to play back. Russell will not be held. And that is a 5 and an 8. Righty-righty matchup. 5 and an 8 is a ground ball second base X. So Randolph is going to get a chance here. It's a 2 and an 18 for Randolph. That's a 15 and an 8. So a 2 and an 18 on a second baseman and an 8 is a blank. So it's a G1 no. We have runners on first and second. That's a double play. So that's going to be a 4-6-3 double play. And that'll end the inning for the Dodgers. So the Dodgers strand 2. They do get 1 in, and they increase their lead to 6-0 over the New York Yankees. Top of the 8th inning coming up. Top of the 8th, Tommy John is cruising in this game. He's had 3 consecutive 1-2-3 innings to shut the Yankees batters down. Mickey Rivers is going to get it let off for the Yankees in the top of the 8th. Dodgers have a 6-0 lead. Rivers on today's game is 0 for 3 with a strikeout in the first. The pitch, a 1 and a 9. 1 and a 9 against the lefty is a single. So Rivers is on base. Leadoff single for Rivers. That's the first hit issued in 3 innings. Make that 4 by Tommy John. The Dodgers do have Routson and Sosa warmed up and ready to go in the bullpen if needed. 6th hit issued by Tommy John today. Second baseman Willie Randolph is up next. Not going to steal with Rivers, however, he is going to be held at first. So So Randolph is up in the pitch. That's a 6 and a 6. Against a right-handed batter, 6 and a 6 is a fly ball to left field. Dusty Baker makes the first out of the inning. Munson is now up. Rivers is held at first. That's a 2 and an 8. Against the left-handed pitcher, a 2 and an 8 is a home run 1 through 8, and a double 9 through 20. And that is a double. And that would be to center field. A 2 and an 8. There's a double to center field. So I'm going to do some record keeping here. So Munson's able to get his second hit of the game. That brings Rivers to third. So Rivers is at third. Munson is in center. We've got, or at second base, we've got Rick Monday, the center fielder. He has a -2 arm. So I'm just going to do some quick calculations here. I may be sending Rivers home. So Rivers is the lead runner, so it would be A plus the running speed, 17, plus the outfielder's arm, which is a -2 for a 15. And then we have B, there are not 2 outs. If hit to right field, add 2. If runners held, subtract 1. So it would be a 14 or less for Rivers to score. So I'm going to send the lead runner. So then the defensive manager, Lasorda, is going to decide whether to throw for the lead runner or let him advance. If lead runner advances, trail runner holds. So I'm going to let Rivers advance and hold Munson at second base. So Munson gets a double, gets an RBI. Rivers scores the first run of the game for the Yankees. John, who had pitched 7 scoreless innings, gives up a run in the 8th, and that is going to be the end of the day for Tommy John. So we're going to have a pitching change. Again, John pitched fantastic for this game. We're going to, let's see, we got a lefty, righty, lefty, lefty. I'm going to bring in the left-handed pitcher, Lance Routson, for the Dodgers. So Routson comes in with Munson at second base with Mr. October batting next. Routson was a Game 1 pitcher for the Dodgers. I'm just going to mark this here. So John pitches 7 1/3 innings, gives up 7 hits, 1 run earned with a walk, and 5 strikeouts. So Routson takes the mound. So Munson is going to be held at second base. Jackson is up. Jackson is 0 for 3 for today with a strikeout. And that is a 4 and a 4. A lefty versus lefty. A 4 and a 4 is a ground ball shortstop X. So our shortstop is Bill Russell. He has a 232 rating. That is a 20 and 11. So that's a G1 and a 32 on a second base, and an 11 is going to be an E1. So it's a G1, E1. We have a runner on second. G1, E1 is error, batter to first, runners advance 1 base. So an error charge to the shortstop, Russell. E6. So Munson goes to third on said error, and Jackson reaches first. So the Yankees are starting to mount a comeback here. Piniella is at the plate. Piniella is 2 for 3 today. There is one Yankee out. That is a 1 and a 5 against the left-handed pitcher. A 1 and a 5 is a triple, 1 to 5. A double, 6 to 20. That's 1 is a triple. So Piniella clears the bases with a 1-out triple. So the Yankees have 3 outs so far in the top of the 8th inning. Yeager is going to call time and visit the mound. Have a conversation with Routson, trying to get him to control himself. He still has a 6-3 lead at this point. Sosa's available in the bullpen if needed. The Yankees aren't going down without a fight. So the left-handed hitting Chris Chambliss is up. Just looking here for a potential pinch hitter. So the right-handed pitching the right-handed hitting Cliff Johnson is going to come in for Chambliss. It's a pinch hitter. So Chambliss is 1 for 3 on the day. So Johnson is up. And Lasorda is going to pull Routson for the right-handed pitching Sosa. So Routson comes out of the game. Sosa comes in. And we have a pitching change here in the middle of the 8th. So Routson pitches to 3 batters, gives up 2 hits and an error. Not charged to him, charged to the shortstop. So just like that, Routson's out of the game. Lasorda was hoping to protect his bullpen. Was not the case. And so now the Dodgers bullpen is empty. And Lasorda is hoping that Sosa is able to get the Yankees out here. So we do have Lou Piniella on third base, and we have Cliff Johnson, the pinch hitter, up at the plate. So it's a lefty-righty or righty-righty matchup. So it's a 2 and an 8. 2 and an 8 against a right-handed pitcher is a strikeout. So Sosa is able to strike out the pinch hitting Cliff Johnson. And there's 2 down now, with the third baseman Greg Nettles up next. That's a 2 and a 7 against a right-handed pitcher is a walk. So Nettles reaches first on a walk. Dent at the plate. Nettles is not a stealing threat. The infield is going to play back, looking to get that final out of the inning. Dent is up. He's going to swing away. That is a 5 and a 10. Righty versus righty, and that is a ground ball shortstop. So Sosa is able to help the Dodgers get out of the inning. He does issue, though, a walk, a strikeout, and a ground out, 6-3. So after 7.5 innings, it's the Dodgers 6 and the Yankees 3. Dodgers 6, Yankees 3, bottom of the 8th inning. Yankees are able to put together a nice rally. The top of the 8th, aided by a Bill Russell error. Right-handed pitcher Stan Thomas is still on the mound for the Yankees against righty Steve Garvey. Holtzman, the left-handed hurler, is in the bullpen ready to go for the Yankees if needed. And Charlie Huff, the right-handed hurler, is warming up for the Dodgers in the LA bullpen. So Steve Garvey at the plate. Steve's 1 for 3 on tonight's game with a home run in the first. That's a 1 and a 7. 1 and a 7 against a right-handed pitcher is a strikeout. So Garvey is retired. Left fielder Dusty Baker is up next. Baker is 1 for 2 with a walk in the first, a home run in the fourth. That is a 6 and a 3 against a right-handed pitcher, and with a, right-handed batter. That's a ground ball shortstop A. So that's 6-3. Bucky Dent to Cliff Johnson. Johnson remained in the game at first after pinch hitting for Chambliss in the last inning. So there's 2 down. Left-handed hitting Rick Monday is up next. The center fielder for the Dodgers is 0 for 3 with a strikeout today. It's a 4 and a 6. 4 and a 6 against a lefty is a single. So Monday's aboard with a hit with 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th. Yeager's at the plate. Yeager is 1 for 3 with a home run in the fourth on this evening's game. That is a 1 and a 7 against a right-handed pitcher, and that is a strikeout. So Thomas is able to get through the Dodgers order quickly. At the end of 7.5, it's the Dodgers 6 and the Yankees 3. Top of the 9th. Yankees are going to bring in left-handed batter Del Alston to pinch hit for Thomas. Alston enters the top of the 9th for the Yankees. I did misstate at the end of the last inning that it was the top of the 8th. It was actually the bottom of the 8th. I had split that inning in half and confused myself on where I had ended with my recordings. So we are in the top of the 9th. Dodgers are up 6-3. Dodgers have hurler Charlie Huff warmed up in the bullpen if Sosa gets into trouble here. So Alston's up, righty-lefty matchup. It's a 6 and an 8. 6 and an 8 against left-handed batters is a strikeout. First out recorded of the 9th for the Dodgers. And we are at the top of the Yankees lineup. Rivers is up. Rivers is 1 for 4, single in the 8th inning. Got that Yankees rally started. A 2 and a 4 against a right-handed pitcher. A 2 and a 4 is a home run, 1 through 17. A triple, 18 through 20. That's a home run. So Rivers continues his hot hitting over the last couple of innings with a home run. Second run of the day by Rivers. And the Yankees were able to close the gap to 6-4. Willie Randolph is up. Randolph is 0 for 4 on the day. And as the pitch, a 3 and a 5 against a right-handed pitcher is a single to right field. So Randolph is on base. That's going to end it for Elias Sosa. Sosa gives up 2 hits, a home run for 1 run, 1 earned, 2 walks, and a strikeout. So that ends the line on Sosa. And Charlie Huff comes in to pitch for the Dodgers. So Huff, a decent season in '77 for the Dodgers. He had a 6-12 record, 3.32 ERA, 22 saves though overall, used primarily in the relief role. In fact, he didn't have any starts in '77. Munson's at the plate. Randolph's at first. Huff has a +1 hold rating. Yeager has a -3 arm. I'm going to see if I can't get Randolph to second base. So I need a roll of a 4 or a 6 to get a good lead on Randolph. And that's an 8. I do not get the good lead. So he will stay put. He will be held though at first base. So the pitch to Munson is a 3 and a 5 against a right-handed pitcher, and that's a single, 2 asterisks. So that moves Randolph over to third. Munson's on first. Mr. October, Reggie Jackson is up. Yankees have 1 out. They trail by 2. Jackson could put him ahead with a 9th inning bomb right now. And the pitch. It's a 1 and a 10 against a right-handed pitcher. 1 and a 10 is a strikeout. Exciting at bat for Mr. October. Ends in a strikeout. Right-handed hitting Lou Piniella is up. Piniella had 12 home runs in '77, a .330 batting average. We'll see what he can do here with 2 outs. So that is a 3 and a 6 against a right-handed pitcher. A 3 and a 6 is a single to right field. That is a clutch play though. The little upside down horseshoe signifies a clutch play, and I think we're going to have a situation because we have 2 outs and we have a runner on third. So this is a clutch hitting unless there's 2 out with at least 1 runner at second or third base. So we have 2 out, there's a runner on third, so the clutch hitting rule goes into effect. Alright, if the original reading is any type of an out, make it a single, 2 stars. All the runners advance 2 bases instead. If the original reading is a single, make it a pop out instead. So this is where using all the rules in the game stinks, because that is a pop out for Piniella to right field. So with that, the Yankees are out in the 9th. They had the tying runs left on base, the go ahead run at the plate. So what a very exciting finish to the game. The Yankees lose 6-4. Huff closes out the 9th inning as well for the save, and Tommy John picks up the win. So that concludes Game 3 of the '77 World Series. Dodgers win 6-4.